solve by completing the square with our a value equal to 1. Anytime we're about to complete the square, we want to make sure that we are in standard form, which, looking at this equation, x squared equals 6x minus 4, let's get everything on the same side. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 6x from both sides, and then we can go ahead and add 4 to both sides also, so we will be left with the 0. So we're looking at x squared minus 6x plus 4 equals 0. Solve by completing the square, two parts. First, let's solve it. Let's complete the square. Once we've completed the square, then we can solve for x. So we're going to start out with our two spaces, x squared minus 6x, space, plus 4 equals 0. And we're going to do our b over 2. Our b value here is negative 6 over 2, which gives us a negative 3. We want to square this. Negative 3 squared is 9. 9 goes into our first spot. Remember, that's what we're going to be able to factor. Once we put in a plus 9, let's counterbalance with a negative 9. So I'm going to go ahead and write this up here. This x squared minus 6x plus 9 factors into x minus 3 squared. And that minus 3, again, we can get from our b over 2. And then we're going to combine our negative 9 plus 4 and get minus 5 equals 0. So we've completed the square. Now we're ready to solve for x. So our first step, we'll add 5 to both sides. So we have x minus 3 squared equals 5. We have to undo our squared, so we take the square root of both sides. We're left with x minus 3 equals, now the tricky thing to remember, anytime we see that 2, we do have two answers, so it's a positive and a negative, root 5. Let's go ahead and add 3 to both sides. So our answer is x equals, it's a positive 3. That doesn't look like a 3. Positive 3 plus or minus the square root of 5. Final thing we want to check, see if we can reduce anything. Will the square root of 5 reduce? Since none of those perfect square numbers fit into it, I would say this looks good.